On this episode of Inside Out, we're going to be giving you guys a glimpse into my life with Asperger's syndrome and showing you all that Aspies are really just like normal people. Not weird at all. Asperger's syndrome is a form of high-functioning autism characterized by obsessive interests, difficulty in social situations, and sensory integration issues. So, what does all this have to do with someone as seemingly normal as myself? Well, I'll start by explaining what some of my particular special obsessive interests are. They do change, and I've had a lot of them over the years, but whenever I get interested in something, that's pretty much all I think about and talk about. One of my interests for quite some time has been psychotropic pharmaceuticals. Odd interest, I know. For instance, here we have Adderall. This is a medication that I take for my hyperactivity. Hard to believe, but I am rather hyper. Adderall is mixed amphetamine salts. It's a combination of dextroamphetamine and racemic amphetamine. Racemic amphetamine is amphetamine in its organic form, which is half dextro and half levoamphetamine. Movies. I am obsessed with movies. This is a very small sample of the DVDs that I have. I've got around 300 or so in boxes and boxes of VHS tapes. This is La Dolce Vita, which is one of my very favorite films, directed by Federico Fellini. Hero Le Fou, that's Jean-Luc Godard. Persona, that's Ingmar Bergman. Modern Times, Charlie Chaplin. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful filmmakers. This is God, my Lord and Savior Bob Dylan, another one of my obsessions that I've had for quite some time. Really crazy about Bob and all of his music. Love you, Bob. My obsessiveness even extends to the clothing I wear. I tend to wear the same kind of things over and over and over again, only buying certain specific brands, clothes that fit a certain way, certain colors. Basically, I get stuck on things. I love hats. I have a huge collection of hats. Hats are the coolest thing ever. Isn't that a cool hat? My collection just keeps going and going and going. Love to wear interesting hats. Occasionally, my obsessions will get me into some trouble. Once, when I was in the 7th or 8th grade, I was very, very interested in vintage movie posters. Now, I don't know if you guys are familiar with vintage movie poster collecting, but some of these puppies can tend to get really, really expensive. One night, I came and sat down to dinner with my family and calmly and enthusiastically announced that I had just used my father's credit card to order a I'm No Angel window card, original from 1933. This stars Cary Grant and Mae West. Beautiful, beautiful poster. Anyway, I calmly announced that I had used my father's credit card to order this poster. It cost $1,000. I had difficulty understanding why that was a problem. I don't particularly understand money. I told my dad I would do some chores to work it off. Sometimes, having such obsessive interests and thinking about nothing else all day long, all the time, can make it really hard to carry on a conversation with an average everyday person. My beautiful sister Jeffy is going to help me demonstrate what this might look like.
Electron pairs joining atoms within single, double, or triple bonds and get as far away from each other. Oh my... Hi, I'm so sorry. How are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm actually really, really stressed. I'm trying to study for this test.
Oh, you're stressed? Do you have generalized anxiety disorder?
No.
Well, what does your psychiatrist say?
Oh, I don't have a psychiatrist.
If you have generalized anxiety disorder, you could look into benzodiazepines, although they're not really recommended for long-term use because of tolerance and dependency issues. You could look into SSRIs, like Celexa, Prozac, Paxil. I take Celexa. It's really good for my anxiety. It's excellent for anxiety. Do you like the music of Bob Dylan?
Yeah, Bob Dylan is great. Thank you for your information, but I really gotta study it.
Oh yeah?
Huge test.
Do you want to hang out sometime? I could help you study. I could tell you some more about SSRIs.
Yeah, maybe later, okay?
I also have some issues with sensory integration. Certain sounds, smells, certain textures really, really freak me out. Right now, I'm hiding outside because my mom's vacuuming.
Why in the world do people watch baseball? I really don't get it. There's much more interesting things to watch and think about and talk about. Isn't that right?
Hey, how's it going?
Good. So, Jeffy, what is it like to live with someone on the autism spectrum?
Well, that's a really good question. It's, I'm not gonna lie, it's really difficult, but it's...
Hold on, that's my phone.
Okay.
Hello? Oh, hey, Bob. It's Dylan.
Oh,
Yeah?
it's Dylan.
Yeah? The concert was good? Very nice, very nice. Did you play Hey Mr. Tambourine Man? Cool. Hey, listen, Bob. You know you're my guy, but I'm filming a special video right now. I gotta go, okay? All right. I love you too. You're so sweet. Okay, bye.
Dylan? Is he doing good?
Yeah, he said hi.
Oh, okay. Well, anyways, I'm not gonna lie, it's difficult, but I mean, I love it. I have so much fun with it. It brings such a different element into life, and it just makes things so much more interesting. Both crazy and a lot of fun. But, like I said before, it really is difficult because people with Asperger's have a lot of different idiosyncrasies, habits, obsessions. What are you doing?
My feet smell weird. Maybe I should start wearing socks with these.
Okay, yeah, you should probably wear socks with those because, oh my gosh. Put your shoe back on, please. It smells horrible. Okay. Yeah, difficult, right? But, it also has a lot of rewarding factors to it. My brother's always encouraged me to not conform to anybody else's standards or expectations. He's always kind of taught me to be myself and jump out there and don't be afraid to, be who you are and be who you're intended to be.
How about you, Scruffy? What is it like to live with someone on the autism spectrum? My thoughts exactly.
All right, Scott. Now I have some questions for you.
Okay, well, Hello? Bob? I told you I'm making a video. What do you mean the sound technician ate all the acid? Just a sec. Well, I don't know what to do, Bob. I'm filming a video. Give him some Thorazine. Bob, we've been over this. Thorazine is the antipsychotic. Major tranquilizer, chlorpromazine from the 1950s. It'll fix him right up. I gotta go. Okay. Okay, bye.
You okay?
Sorry about that. Anyway, where were we?
I was getting ready to ask you some questions I have. Is that okay?
Okay, great.
All right. So, for my first question, I want to ask you. So, Asperger's syndrome can pose a lot of difficulties. What would you say are some of the beneficial aspects of it?
Well, you're right. Asperger's syndrome can be very challenging. Autism in general can be extremely challenging, and some people face a lot more difficulties than others. However, I think it's important to realize that a lot of the individuals in history who've been really instrumental in the evolution of human thought have been on the autism spectrum. I think that that obsessive focus and that different, unique way of seeing things can be incredibly beneficial.
All right. My next question. It's understood among, the majority of people that Asperger's have issues with social situations and things. Most people think that Asperger's just come off as jerks.
A lot of people say that the topics that I enjoy discussing make their head hurt. I've got to say, casual conversation really, really makes my head hurt. Whatever, I can't stand talking about any of that kind of stuff. Now I can, I'm capable of doing it, but it takes an enormous amount of effort, and I feel like my brain is being sucked out of my skull through a bendy straw.
Oh dear, not through a bendy straw. Okay, here's my last question for you. What would you say is the greatest attribute of your Asperger's?
I would definitely say the name Asperger's. You know, I mean, if I have to have a syndrome, you know, why not Asperger's? It's just a really cool sounding name. No, I think Asperger's syndrome is a double-edged sword, you know. While my obsessive focus and my eccentricities, while they can create social difficulties, they will one day enable me to be very successful at something. That means that I miss out on a lot of important social interaction, but I'm trying to learn how to be better at that, and I think I've done a surprisingly good job in the past. But yeah, really, Asperger's syndrome, it isn't something I have, it's a part of who I am, and I wouldn't change that for anything.
I'm glad. It's good.
So, are we done?
I guess so. I mean, that's pretty much it.
Oh, wow. I can't believe we shot that whole video all by ourselves, just the two of us.
I'm exhausted.
We're like extraordinary.
I know. Time to get in our pajamas and watch a movie.
Okay. That sounds good. Can we watch something by Akira Kurosawa?